ceiling hums, I hum back. Not because it matters, just because I remember sound. Nothing is broken, nothing is whole, but I'm somewhere in between, and that is enough. I've counted moments like pebbles in a pocket, small heart silent and easy to forget. I speak softly to corners that won't answer. I watch my hands move as if I didn't know them. I've tried disappearing, but it turns out you can't erase a shape that is already worn. No signal, no crowd, just a pulse I obey. I move through it slowly, one breath at a time. And I reach me. Oh, 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 hey. Oh, 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 hey. Oh, 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 oh. I've spoken to shadows that laughed at my pace. I've spoken to mirrors that didn't reflect my face. I've watched time fold in the corners unseen. I've stayed awake where others might dream. I'm not seeking answers, I'm learning the weight of feeling without meaning, of choosing my state. I don't need applause, I don't need proof. If I remain, it is my own truth. Yeah, I hold fractured light even when it bends. I hold fractured light even when it bends. I hold fractured light even when it rends. No clarity, no tidy escape. I hold fractured light and I reshape. And I reshape. Some nights are hollow but not empty. Oh, oh, oh. Some thoughts are heavy, but not heavy enough. I memorize silence as if it were a song. Oh, I've carried my distance without knowing it was wrong. I don't dramatize life, I just catalog it. I don't need resolution, I need to inhabit it. I am uneven, I am incomplete, I am fragments that quietly meet. Let the light fracture, let the shadow linger. I don't need symmetry, I just need to remember. Let the pause be loud, let the small feel large. I don't need a savior, I just need a charge. I hold fractured light even when it burns. I hold fractured light even when it turns. No grand ending, no crowning feat. I hold fractured light and I repeat. I am fractured and I glue. Someone laughed in the other room. I stayed where I was, not because I was sad, just didn't see the point of moving. The moment didn't need me, so I let it continue. That's how most things happen, they don't ask permission. I don't arrive loudly, I show up already tired, like I've been thinking before the thought was mine. People ask questions, they don't wait for answers that breathe instead of perform. I've learned the difference between honesty and noise. One needs courage, the other just needs a voice. And nothing collapsed, nothing stood tall. The day kept going, that's all. I'm not undone, I'm not repaired, I'm so didn't matter then, but now they sit like unfinished sentences. A look held too long, a pause misread, the weight of a thought that stayed in my head. I don't chase meaning, it tends to run. I let it circle back when it's done. I don't call it healing, I don't call it pain. It's just living without explaining. I'm not undone, I'm not restored. I'm still standing in the space ignored. No dramatic shift, no guiding sign, just learning how to pass the time. Some feelings don't hurt, they dull, which is worse in a way, because pain announces itself, dullness just stays. I've smiled at the right moments, missed the wrong ones, watched conversations end before they begun. I don't wanna be witnessed, I wanna be understood. Those aren't the same thing, but people confuse them for good. If this is all it is, let it be honest. No background music, no promise. Let the quiet mean something without being framed. Let me exist without being named. I've tried becoming smaller, didn't work. Tried becoming louder, felt worse. Turns out balance isn't still, it's adjusting against your will. I don't want clarity, it ends a conversation. I want the kind of truth that survives hesitation. Not everything real needs a headline. Some things matter because they're mine. I'm not undone, I'm not complete. I'm still learning how to sit with me. No finish line, no final line. Just breathe, moving through a fragile heart. I've mistaken movement for progress, mistaken silence for peace, mistaken being needed for being seen. I've said yes too early, no too late. Held on to moments past their date. I've learned regret isn't loud, it's subtle like background sound. It doesn't shout, it doesn't cry, it waits until you're alone at night. Let this be messy, let it breathe wrong, let it last longer than a song. If I don't resolve, if I don't decide, that doesn't mean I didn't try. I'm not undone, I'm not okay. I'm just here at the end of the day. No lesson learned, no perfect start, just a person still taking part. I didn't say this first, but it was always there. The ceiling hums, I hum back. Not because it matters, just because I remember sound. Nothing is broken, nothing is whole, but I'm somewhere in between, and that is enough.
I've counted moments like pebbles in a pocket, small heart silent and easy to forget. I speak softly to corners that won't answer. I watch my hands move as if I didn't know them. I've tried disappearing, but it turns out you can't erase a shape that is already worn. No signal, no crowd, just a pulse I obey. I move through it slowly, one breath at a time. I hold fractured light even when it stings. I hold
thoughts are hollow, but not empty. Some thoughts are heavy, but not heavy enough. I've memorized silence as if it were a song. I've carried my distance without knowing it was wrong. I don't dramatize life, I just catalog it. I don't need resolution,